And good morning, Newton Falls. I know you're expecting to see Dave Lynch, but I'm Gene Fixler. I'm the police chief, filling in for Dave today, and glad to be here. I have to tell you, we have a couple things going on, and first and foremost, we have some video we want to share with you about the grand opening at Fieldview Acres. There were a couple grand openings yesterday, and one of which was at Fieldview Acres, which is on West Broad. It's a great store with a lot of antiques and a lot of Newton Falls memorabilia. So anyhow, Tom and Tracy Colissimo and their daughter run the store. And let's look at a little video of their grand opening to start with.
Good morning, everybody. It's Dave Lynch, and we are on the scene at the grand opening of Fieldview Acres Mercantile, a place where you're always going to find something you didn't expect to find, and you're delighted to do so. And Tom and Tracy Colissimo, along with their daughter Mia, have gotten into this grand opening of a spectacular store, and we're going to talk to Tracy just for a second. Tracy, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It must be pretty exciting to know that this dream you've had for really a few years has come to fruition.
It is. It's very exciting.
I am stunned at the unique aspect of the different things that are here. Finding things that you know that if you'd found it on your own, you'd have bought it, but no one has time to go out and find these things. How do you find time to go and get these collectibles?
They actually seem to find us now. People know that we're interested, so they come to our house. They bring things into the shop. They call and email us. So they find us now more than we find them.
That's outstanding. We're here with the rest of the Colissimo family as well. Tom Colissimo and also Mia Colissimo, the famous cross-country athlete of Newton Falls. And Tom, Tracy was talking about how you find these things. One of the things I love about this place is it's not just collectibles, but there's a connection to Newton Falls history in a lot of these things, aren't there?
Yes, I seek out anything related to Newton Falls.
Yeah. In fact, even if it's a newspaper from long ago talking about some historical place in Newton Falls, you'd probably never find that anywhere in the world, but you've got things like that here, don't you?
Yes, we do. We got newspapers, signs, pictures, photos, all sorts of cool stuff.
Okay. Well, also part of the Colissimo family is Mia, as I mentioned before. Every time I come to the store, Mia is here. Mia, what do you think about the idea that the old world is alive and well for even a teenager to participate in?
I'm excited. I like seeing everything cool.
Yeah. Do you relate to old things yourself? I mean, do you have a connection to history around here where you appreciate that?
I like seeing all the old Newton Falls things.
Yeah. I imagine you inherited some of that from Tom and Tracy, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, it's very exciting, folks. The grand opening is all day today. There'll be a lot of media things happening around, giveaways. I understand you've got a few snacks and things like that. Tracy, what can people find here while they're here today?
We actually have malt cider that's hot over there in our little bun warmer, and we actually have 4 or 5 dozen cookies from Broad Street Station Cafe made for us, who is also having their opening today for their antique store just down the road from us. So everyone can come and sample some of their cookies and take a look around our shop, and then head on down there. And Benson's BS and Collectibles is also having their grand opening today. So we would love if you would shoot across and say hello to him also.
All right, folks. Well, we are here at 36 West Broad Street, right in the heart of historic downtown Newton Falls. Get on over here. This store is called Fieldview Acres Mercantile. It's kind of tough to say. And before we go, I have been always wanting Tom to go on the air and tell us, why is it called Fieldview Acres Mercantile? It seems to have a real meaning to it.
Yes, right across the street from our house is a big field on Montgomery's Field, and we look at that every day, and my wife came up with the name.
All right, so there you have it, straight from the horse's mouth. And here we are at Newton Falls Field View Acres Mercantile, 36 West Broad Street. Also get over to Pam Pretty's house at the Broad Street Station Cafe, and also Benson's BS Collectibles right here on Broad Street as well. Well, from historic Newton Falls, this is Dave Lynch reporting, and looking forward to your continued support of one of our outstanding merchants, Field View Acres Mercantile. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Okay, downtown, boy, we got some great things going with Field View Acres. There's other antique shops and collectible shops, and not to forget Church Mouse, which is a donation store, which, boy, you can find about anything you want in there. But, you know, we've got today on the phone with us, we've got Kurt Sauer. Kurt is one of the board members on Trumbull County Metro Parks, and we've got a little news story we'd like to run first, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about why we're talking to Kurt Sauer this morning.
Trumbull and Columbiana are the only two counties in Northeast Ohio that don't have park levies, and now Trumbull is thinking about changing that.
At a meeting this evening, some members of the Trumbull County Metro Parks Board heard from the public about getting more of their tax dollars. Park levy or not, it's our top story at 10.
Ricky Johnson and Matthew Lennington, both of Cortland, spent part of their afternoon playing disc golf at Champions Clarence Darrow Park, part of the Trumbull County Metro Park system.
What do you think about the idea of putting a levy on the ballot to support something like this?
Should definitely happen because this could possibly grow, get bigger.
I totally agree with it. Should definitely do that.
And we're not providing the best resources to you that we possibly can.
A short time later, across the street at Kent Trumbull, Metro Parks officials explained how they operate on only $95,000 a year from the county commissioners.
How many people have over an acre that they can maintain for less than, $1,000 a year? Nobody.
Here's what's being considered. A $500,000 levy, most likely on the May 2019 primary ballot. It would cost $1,750 for every $100,000 in property valuation and would generate $1 million a year for Trumbull County Metro Parks, 10 times what's being spent now.
What room for any further development that the community might be able to see some results of their investment?
The extra money will create more trails and resurface the ones they already have. Trumbull County Metro Parks is also responsible for nearly 15 miles of the Western Reserve Greenway bike path.
We do have multiple areas that are on the bike trail that will need addressed sooner rather than later.
Also, $10,000 is all the Metro Parks has should something go wrong.
If we have a bridge go out, peace out, bridge. We're done. Because we do not have significant funding in order to repair, replace on a grand scale.
Now, none of this is yet official. The Metro Parks Board and then the Trumbull County Commissioners must both approve putting the levy on.
Okay, well, we want to apologize. This was an older newscast that we just showed, but it's still about, they're working on $95,000 that they get from the county. So with us on the live line is Kurt Sauer, who is one of the board members of Trumbull County Metro Parks. So Kurt, welcome, and we'd like to talk to you more about what this levy that is going on the ballot this November is going to mean to the residents of Trumbull County.
Okay, well,
thank
you
please.
For having me.
Welcome.
Well, basically, as you mentioned and as the clip said, we operate currently on $95,000 a year from the Trumbull County Commissioners General Fund. We do have the ability to secure grants from various sources, and principally those are used to acquire additional property or to do significant capital projects. Probably the most public or visible one is the Greenway or the bike trail. We're currently working on securing final grants to construct the last segment of that trail from the south side of Warren to connect to the Niles Trail head, so that ultimately there will be a bike trail complete from Ashtabula Harbor down to the Ohio River. And we're having we have to raise funds. We have to fund all repairs, all maintenance, and any improvements to the properties we acquire through these grants. And that's where for the existence of the Metro Parks, we've been operating on a fairly low budget. Our highest amount of money obtained from the commissioner's budget was $120,000, and 3 years ago that was reduced to $95,000.
Would I be correct in saying this is the first levy attempt that that you've sought, or has there been others? But this is the first time a levy is going to go on that is going to help you maintain.
This is the first time Trumbull County has sought a levy for the Metro Parks upkeep and support. And significantly, we are the only county in the surrounding area that does not have a levy to support their Metro Park system. All of our contiguous counties, and of course many of them beyond our limits, have established levies and fund their operations. Significant, probably one in the immediate area is the Mill Creek Metro Park system, which is the Mahoney County Metro Park system, which is funded on a budget of approximately $15 million raised from park levies annually.
So you're basically, your park system is 32 acres, is that correct?
Our park system is just over 2,000 acres.
Okay.
We just acquired about a little over 40 acres in Brookfield Township in the eastern part of the county as a conservancy. Much of our land is natural wildlands, wetlands, wildlands that are acquired to basically to preserve that natural feature and to allow people to examine the flora and the fauna in those areas and so on. They're not intended to be developed into anything that would have physical structures on it other than walkway trails and perhaps a few benches and that sort of thing. But we do have 6 parks that are developed parks. We have 2 significantly along the Mahoney River in the Newton Falls or western part of the county area, Swift Park and Foster Park, where we have facilities to launch canoes and kayaks. We have a third one of those types of parks in the Leavittsburg area, which currently Canoe City Park, which is currently under a contracted operation from a livery outfit from Cuyahoga County, who comes in the summer and operates a rental concession there. And then, of course, the largest feature is the Greenway, or the bike path that runs north-south through the central part of the county, from the Warren City limits up to the Ashtabula County line.
So basically the 32 acres that I was mentioning, that's one of your park areas. So there's a lot of land, there's a lot to maintain, and needless to say, it costs money to maintain. And
absolutely.
What type of effect will this have on the average homeowner should this pass? Or what will it cost the average homeowner, I should say?
It's a 0.6 of a mill levy, which means that the average homeowner of a $100,000 home valuation will pay $22 a year, or a little less than $2 a month per $100,000 valuation. It will raise us, hopefully raise between $1.8 and $1.9 million annually. A significant increase, obviously, from our $95,000 budget. And of course, that all depends on the ability of the county treasurer to collect the taxes that are levied. But typically, we would see between collection rate between 85 and 90% of that. So we've kind of budgeted operating on about $1.7 million annually from this tax, and the majority of that would be initially directed toward planning for development of those park areas that we have currently, and for maintenance of the facilities that we have now. There have been some comments and articles in the paper about conditions along the bike trail, where, fallen trees and that sort of thing. That's one of the things we have to address. There are dead trees in some of our parks that need to be trimmed out. We can certainly expand facilities within the park system. Currently we use porta-johns for sanitary purposes. We would like to be able to construct some permanent restrooms that could be used and enjoyed by those coming to the park system, and expanding facilities on those parks that lend themselves to facility expansion so that more people can enjoy them, more activities can be undertaken, and we can, generally better serve the public. We've got a great base in terms of the acreage that we've acquired and the facilities that have been constructed on that, particularly, again, the bikeway, the paved trail, using grant money. But we can't use grant money to maintain those things, and blacktop pavement needs to be resurfaced periodically. There are culverts and bridges on the bike trail that date back 120 years to the railroad times when that used to be a railroad right away. Those things need upgraded, replaced, or maintained. And on a $95,000 budget, we are barely able to keep the weeds under control and maintain our minimal physical structures that we have.
So with the passage of this, I think that this would bring Trumbull County Metro Parks up to the equivalency of what we see in Mahoning County now with their Mill Creek Metro Parks. I mean, with even small buildings built for for lavatory facilities and such, so I can see a lot of great things happening right here in Trumbull County. Should this pass, and for basically less than $2 a month, what it may cost somebody on a $100,000 home. So it seems like it would be quite a deal. Now, if the levy should fail, which we certainly hope it doesn't, but if the levy should fail, what type of impact will this have as far as your operations?
Well, we're with the money we have, we're limping along, but each year the facilities, decline. I don't want to say deteriorate, but they decline. And we do what we can with the funds available to maintain them. We hit the projects and problems that are most visible. Certainly, we address safety issues as immediately as possible. But we'll have to reduce services. We have already closed one area, the North River Road nature area off North Road, rather not North River Road, North Road nature area, because we can't maintain the trails that are in there. We don't have the money in the budget to send people out there to maintain the trails. So we will continue. We are mandated to provide this service and to do as much as we can with the funds that are allocated to us. But the public will see a decline in services as major areas of the parks need major renovations, maintenance, or updates, and the money just isn't there to do those kind of things.
Well, I can certainly tell you that I see what it takes to maintain our parks here in Newton Falls, and I tell you what, it's a big job, and I'm sure that our service director, he'd love to have about 10 more people, but it takes a lot to maintain. It takes a lot to do these things, what's needed in the parks. And I certainly commend you and the other board members for what you've done with the Trumbull County Metro Parks. Certainly as because we're a municipality, we can't endorse anything, but I can tell you I think it's a great idea. It's not going to cost a whole lot to the average homeowner, and it's something that will enhance things here in the Metro Parks in Trumbull County. So with that, I thank you very much for taking your time to talk with us this morning, and anything we can do to help you out from our end in Newton Falls, and on behalf of Dave Lynch, our city manager, and Ken Klein, our mayor, and our council, we certainly. We're certainly with you on this. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having me and giving me the opportunity to present a little bit about the parks, and certainly encourage everyone to come out and enjoy it.
Okay, we will do that. And so with that, I need to add in that coming up towards the end of October here is going to be on October 24th, Saturday, October 24th, from 10 to 2, we're having our semi-annual Drug Take-Back Day that we do as a nationwide. We do this nationwide, the police department does. So any type of solid drugs. We do not take liquids, we do not take needles, but any solid drugs we prefer if you dump it into a plastic bag or into a baggie, and between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. bring it by the police station. Just pull up in front. We're going to do it a little different this time, and you can drop your baggie, and even if it's still in the prescription bottles, that'll be fine. Just pull up in front. 2 officers will come out. You'll drop it into a box, and they will return immediately inside and under the watchful eye of video cameras. Will deposit it into the secured box. Last year we collected 40 pounds of pills that probably would have went back into much of our water system. So turning it over to DEA, they burn it in an incinerator. And again, this is something that's done nationwide. But this box is in the first floor hallway of the municipal building in 19 North Canal. It's there every day for anyone to bring in. You don't have to live in Newton Falls. Just bring it on in, and it'll be there for you. So with that, I want to close as Dave Lynch does. Every broadcast is with God Bless America. God bless the city of Newton Falls. Wear your masks, take precautions, and I want to take just 1 second to just say, let's keep President Trump and all others who are victims of this horrible pandemic in our thoughts and prayers. We found out early this morning that our president and the First Lady have the pandemic infection right now of COVID-19. So let's give the extra prayer but for everybody who's had it. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again on Tuesday for our broadcast, and that'll most probably be with Dave Lynch.